If you've been following the series, we've touched on some of the big topics surrounding women. And those of us who choose to live according to biblical femininity rather than feminism, not to be dramatic, but it feels like we're those people who have seen the light and we now look back into darkness only to find the carcass of the person who once ruled our every thought and action in such subtle ways, but feminism nonetheless. As I stated in previous episodes, when replacing one thing, you must refill it with something else. In this case, something way better. So, what do we replace corporate feminism with? You replace it with marketplace femininity. While I truly believe God's design for women is best seen in her home and managing the family, I don't believe we are acting outside of biblical femininity when a woman has a job or serves outside the home. In fact, I believe we do have a role outside of the home, and it shows up in many ways, from serving the community, on boards, entrepreneurship, and even in the workplace, or what we may call the marketplace. According to Proverbs 31, the virtuous woman mentioned worked with her hands. She considered the field and buys it. That's real estate. With the return, she plants vineyards. That's entrepreneurship. Her merchandise is profitable. That means she had a successful business. And she gives to the poor. That's community work. She's far from the image of a woman who is stuck in the house only to do chores all day. So what does it mean to operate in marketplace femininity? It doesn't mean you don't find yourself in a position of leadership, but it's not so much about the position as much as it's about the leadership style. You see, under feminism, I see more and more women entering a male-dominated workforce, and instead of being grateful to be there, because that was the original goal of feminism, I can tell you a number of those women that I see, they are frustrated with their career decisions or paths. They feel overlooked, as if they are operating in a world that is completely foreign. You see, corporate feminism tells women to focus on what makes them different, to invest time into each employee, getting to know their personal lives and ultimately understand how the company can adjust to accommodate to their needs. Corporate feminism is about finding and deconstructing systems that enforce patriarchy and supremacy, there goes those words, by focusing on building relationships that aren't transactional, but instead transformative. Although the very core of business is to be transactional. And without it, you just have an expensive hobby. But being transactional doesn't feel good. That's because women are made to be relational. So stepping into a space that is designed to be transactional feels foreign. And our old friend feminism tells us, if you don't like it, change it. Even if it's someone else's dream or vision. Because that's what you're stepping into. When you step into someone else's business, you're stepping into someone else's dream. Corporate feminism prioritizes needs that are typically placed on women, such as childcare needs in the workplace. Corporate feminism tells women there is a glass ceiling that's placed above only women, designed to hinder us all from succeeding. What it really means is that there is a glass ceiling that prevents us from having what the man has, or having it all right now. Besides, we tend to celebrate the breaking of a glass ceiling when a woman replaces a man in some role or capacity. And if you are a true feminist, you will break the ceiling and you will bring more women with you. Well, that rarely happens, but we'll talk about that when we discuss how we treat other women. Corporate feminism challenges the idea of singular leadership, reinforcing collective leadership and interdependence, unless she is in the singular leadership chair and calling all the shots. Because according to Genesis, we will desire to be in the driver's seat, struggling whenever we're forced to be in the passenger seat. All of this sounds good, but much like the term mutual submission, which also sounds good, it doesn't mean it's right. The fundamental difference between women who are operating under corporate feminism versus marketplace femininity is that the marketplace mindset focuses on discovery of purpose and a fulfilling of God's will, rather than a focus on money and achievement over others. You see, as a woman, we have a lot of unique skills, and men are designed for more laborious or repeat types of work. They are strong and cerebral. We, on the other hand, are designed for the creative types of work. This explains why we are best in certain industries, like nursing or arts and entertainment, fundraising, community work. We are detail-oriented and have strong discernment. Of course, we are not all the same, and our characteristics vary. And of course, there are outliers. But generally speaking, we tend to excel on the social and creative side of industry. Operating in the marketplace mindset starts with discovering where you are best utilized and where you can be the best vessel for Christ. Our first mission in life. It then means showing up with an attitude of assimilating while learning before trying to change. It means relying on God to deal with injustices while your focus is on being the best in that role. It means not advocating for special rights for women only and trying to change the culture because it's not as inclusive as you would like it to be. This doesn't mean adjusting to a toxic work environment, because that will require a career change, not a simulation. It means that we're not placing our gender and all of our special needs and requests above the company we are working for. And lastly, the most important fundamental difference between corporate feminism and marketplace femininity is that we marketplace ladies place our families and our homes above everything. And if I begin slipping at home, we don't run to our corporate job and demand the company adjust. No, we adjust. We adjust our lives to ensure we maintain our home base first. That may mean doing meal prep on the weekends so that you can have dinner ready on time, or waking up early to get a few chores completed before heading to the office, planning what you're going to wear for the week in advance, and the list can go on and on and on. And if you would like more of those tips, I will definitely share that with you, but let me know in the comment section. It's about controlling what you can. You know, marketplace women understand we are responsible for our lives and the priorities that exist, and it's not the function of external forces to ensure our lives are balanced. We do it with the help of God. You know, I serve on one state board, one national board. I fundraise for several causes that are dear to me and my husband. I have my media work, I have family and home life. I know that life can feel overwhelming trying to juggle it all. But I can tell you, you don't have to juggle it when you learn how to balance it. That is a personal lesson that will come from God into each of your hearts. Take time each day to sit with God quietly and listen for direction, so that you can begin to tap into divine creativity. You see, feminism wants us to rely on our own capabilities and to become professional jugglers, always at the brink of collapse. But embracing marketplace femininity is about living a life of stability and balance with the help of God, which is another step towards detoxing